Hail to the fellowship. We thank you guys for tuning in. I am your nerdy normie reviewer, the Elvin Barber, and joining me as always is the lore loyalist himself, TC, the Token Cripple.
Hi, everybody.
And we're those guys. Today, sir, we are talking DC Studios movie lineup for this year. Let me ask you this, TC. Are you excited for anything coming out for DC this year?
Um, no, I, I, I wasn't kidding when I said DC was dead. I want to be excited for Shazam because I'm a huge Zachary Levi fan from Chuck, but I'm just not.
Yeah, so Shazam comes out, or expected to come out February 17th, or March 20, what is this, 17th or March 2020? Oh, I think, because they moved it. Okay, so it looks like March 23rd, or March of this year. Here we go. Is supposed to be the release date for Shazam. I honestly wasn't into the trailer
No,
that
I
much.
didn't like it.
It just didn't hit like the first movie's trailer did. Um, like you said, I love Zachary Levi as well. I just don't know if he's enough. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I don't know. Um, it says the future of Shazam on the big screen seems uncertain at present, considering that Black Adam, his comic book arch nemesis, was largely rejected by audiences in his own solo film last year. Yeah, and that's the thing too. Like, I think that they thought The Rock was going to somehow save the DC universe or bring in a lot of money for Black Adam, and it didn't do as well as they anticipated.
I mean, you have two things going against it. You have actually, you have a lot of things going against it, but I'll say three. One is we had no idea at the time what the state of the DC universe was. Two, The Rock was just playing The Rock. And three was we the story just wasn't good. It was
No,
convoluted and lame.
yeah. I think the one thing for me is, like you said, it was just The Rock playing The Rock. I think people are kind of over him, like
He had
he
his 15 minutes.
he had a good run. Everyone loved The Rock, but I think it's done. I think it's done. Um, all right, but that's Shazam. I mean, will I go see it? Yes, not because of genuine intrigue, but just to kind of see how it is, review it or whatever.
Yeah. And like I said, I'm a fan of Zachary Levi, so
Yeah, that's true. He actually loves the source material, so there
yeah.
is there is that. The next film on the slate, oh my god, it's The Flash, sir. The Flash. This movie got pushed back so many times.
Um do you want to review this one?
I don't, I'm going back and forth with it. One, I don't want to because of the actor himself, and I just don't care. And it, but two, I do because I know Affleck and Keaton are going to be in it, and it's like I don't know, like I love Batman, so I'm just like, can I? But I know they won't have that much screen time. Like that's the thing. So it's like, am I prepared to go in knowing that?
They'll go the same way as Kevin Conroy in the Bat Batwoman crisis event. So
Right, right. And plus what they're doing there. So did you see that there's certain Warner Brother execs that want to keep Ezra Miller on as the Flash? Did you see that?
I heard that. I don't know if I like. See, if they do, I almost would boycott. Like I'm this close to like boycotting
Yeah, they're fucking
DC at this
retarded.
point.
They're fucking retarded.
Get
Like,
rid of Henry Cavill, but keep Ezra Miller. That's a great business choice.
oh, that's a moneymaker right there, right? Let's get rid of your most popular character, and
Played by the most passionate actor you'll find for the character, and replace him
exactly,
with
and replace him with with Elliot Page, Timothy Charlemagne. I mean, these soy boys look nothing like Cavill, but I guarantee that's who they're gonna cast somebody like that. But I'm like pissed that you let Cavill go, yet you want to keep Ezra Miller. But then I think about, shout out to other channels that say, there's a reason why Ezra Miller is popular around certain Hollywood execs. Wink, wink. So he'll be forever getting work. Not to mention he's a
he
fucking broomer, but
he
whatever.
shouldn't like Ernest. Like I almost at the point where I'm like, I just want to boycott it because he's involved. That's why
Yeah,
it's like if you decide not to review it for the channel, I'm definitely not watching it. Like that's gonna be the
yeah. Prior to Gunn's hiring as creative lead at DC Studios, it had been assumed that The Flash would usher in a soft reboot of the DC continuity, just as the adapted comic book storyline did. The plan is subject to change under new management, while star Ezra Miller's recent controversies, keyword there, controversies, have also cast serious doubt on whether they could remain in the title role. Well, there's execs that want him to remain in the title role, so um, but yeah, I don't know if Keaton and Affleck are going to be enough to bring people in to see this movie. I don't know. And
especially
then
knowing it's the Snyder versus dead
yeah, I was gonna
situation.
say
Like
they cut out Cavill's scene in the film. I don't remember. I want to say Wonder Woman was supposed to be like have a
I
little scene in it as well.
I think they cut her out too.
So it's like at this point, like what the fuck's the point? So I don't know. We'll see what happens. I might wait till HBO Max to be honest. I don't know if I can go to the theater, and if I do go, I don't even know if it's worth $5 to
No,
BH. So
I don't know.
uh, the next film, Blue Beetle. That's August. Um,
Earnestly, who cares about Blue Beetle?
that's exactly what I was gonna say. Who gives a shit? One. Um,
They say he's a fan favorite character, but I've never noticed it. I'm pretty sure all of his comic book runs have gotten canceled because they sucked. Like,
I mean, maybe he is a fan favorite. I don't know. The guy who's playing him, he plays in. I don't know if you've seen Cobra Kai, on Netflix.
yeah,
So the guy who's playing Blue Beetle is the kid, the one of the kids in Cobra Kai. He's like the kid Johnny took under his wing. Um, the Hispanic kid. I
I
forgot
mean,
his I forgot his name. I mean, he seems like a decent actor. I just don't know.
yeah, I've got nothing against the actor. It's just no one cares about no one. Honestly, I didn't even know Blue Beetle was a thing until he was brought into Young Justice. I didn't even know the character existed. So no,
Uh,
actually, wait, Smallville.
Smallville.
That one really kind of cringe ass episode with
Yep.
Booster Gold. Yeah,
So it says that initially it was envisioned to for straight to streaming, which it probably should be, but now it's getting a theatrical release. That's a mistake. That is a mistake. They're gonna have to do some serious fucking marketing for this movie because not a lot of people are familiar. Not a lot of normies are familiar with Blue Beetle. I'll tell you that.
like I said, I'm not really.
So then we have lastly, is it no, not lastly. Then we have Aquaman, the Lost Kingdom.
Um, I kind of nothing this. I like Jason Momoa.
Yeah.
Um, Although I don't think Amber Heard being involved in it is gonna do it any favors.
Is she still in it, right? They haven't cut
I
her out, have they?
I think so.
Okay.
I don't think they've cut her out. I don't think that's gonna do her any favors, and I don't know. Honestly, Aquaman was only successful because of Jason Momoa, and no one gave a shit about Aquaman. Still, I'm pretty sure no one still gives a shit about Aquaman. They just like Jason Momoa. So,
Dude, Family Guy does like a great Aquaman. Uh,
hey, why don't you come over here? Yeah, I do that starfish.
that pretty much sums it up, to be honest. But you're right. Like Jason Momoa, he's the one who brought people in the seats. Um, I can't believe it made $1 billion though. The first Aquaman made $1 billion. It's fucking crazy.
I mean, that's another one of those where it wasn't good, um, but considering the relatively low bar, well, the extremely low bar that was
Yeah.
DC Comics movies at the time, it was good, I guess, by that standard,
Oh yeah, by that standard.
not by real movie standards.
It looks like Ben Affleck's Batman is going to be getting an appearance in this film. But at this point, again, it's just like, who cares, Because clearly James Gunn and Safran have a completely different direction they're taking the
Yeah,
DCU. So
that's the thing. Like they said outright they're scrapping Cavill, they're scrapping the Snyderverse, which is pretty much the only like investment in the Snyderverse is the only thing that they really have going for them.
right.
Not that I think the Snyderverse is all that good in general, but you know what I mean. Like,
No, I know what you mean.
so knowing that Affleck's not coming back in the title role ever again, uh, it's not gonna help. It doesn't matter. People are just at this point. They should have waited till all those movies came out and then announced this.
Correct.
Because now people are like, well, why do I care? It's getting a hard reboot either way, so why do I care?
Exactly. They're like, well, why would I go to the movies if it's getting a hard reboot? Why would I go to movies and watch this particular film if it has nothing to do with what you're setting up? Like,
Yeah.
it doesn't make any sense.
Especially if they're going under the impression that they are setting something up. They set
Correct.
a 10-year plan, which means they're going to have a plan, so they aren't going to be standalone movies, so they
Right.
aren't going to give a shit.
This one, Joker. I can't even pronounce this. I think this is the Joker musical that we're supposed to be getting, the sequel to the original Joker film, which I am not looking forward to at all.
That's trying to catch lightning in a bottle.
Twice. Yeah.
Yeah. The Joker, the Joker doesn't need a sequel. It shouldn't have a sequel. It should be a standalone, isolated story.
It should be.
Joaquin Phoenix did a fantastic job, but this isn't. It's not. It doesn't lend itself to more stories in that universe. It lends itself for this is a weird psychological thriller type story, I guess, with characters we vaguely know the name of.
Yeah.
But yeah, it doesn't need a sequel, and the fact that Lady Gaga is going to play Harley Quinn does nothing for me, good or bad.
Yeah, it says director Todd Phillips and Joaquin Phoenix are joining forces for the sequel. Lady Gaga in tow to play a brand new version of psychiatrist Dr. Harleen Quinzel, who goes on to adopt the catchier moniker of Harley Quinn. This says this movie is reportedly a musical film, while the fancy subtitle is a medical term for delusions or illness affecting two closely associated people.
Um, real quick, um, she takes on the much more catchy moniker of Harley Quinn. They do realize Harleen Quinzel in universe is her actual name, right? Like, it's not trying to be catchy. That's her name.
Yeah, that's that. Yeah, that's her name. Yeah. I I'm gonna give it a chance, but
I Yeah, I don't think it's gonna be anywhere near the original Joker.
oh no, 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 not at all, not at all. All right, and then lastly, we've got well, this is to be announced. The second Batman. It says after Batman raked in almost 800 million at the box office, it wasn't surprising to see Warner Brothers greenlight a sequel the very following month, with Matt Reeves and Star Patterson both to return. How did you feel about the Batman, the first one?
Um, it was okay.
Yeah,
Uh, I know he was very very early in his development, so but my biggest problem was I didn't like emo Wayne. Like I get that Batman is his true self and stuff, but there was like no distinction in character
right.
between how he acted behind the mask and how he was as Bruce Wayne. So I'm just I hope that they focus a little more on Bruce Wayne in the sequel.
Yeah, I hope they do too. I'm like really I just really want that Batman story of him like in his prime, like Batman, he's like jacked, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
he's been in it for a few years. Like that's the Batman. Like he's been through a lot of trial and error. And yeah, I don't know. Like I just like Ben Affleck's Batman. Like I loved that Batman. Um yeah, it was a good. It, I know the movies weren't great. The scripts weren't great, but as far as like the character, I think Ben Affleck did a really good job um, with that character.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I
But
I I kind of nothinged Batfleck when it was first announced, but I like he did a good job with what he was given. I don't blame him for any shortcomings of that.
oh yeah, yeah, I agree. I agree. I mean, I don't know. The second one, I hope it's good. I hope we get. I hope it's not. That the thing is, the first one was just. It was. I think it was probably 45 minutes too long.
Yeah,
Um,
it was
it was
just
just
like
way too
Avatar
long.
2.
Yeah, I feel like if you cut a lot of that, then the ranking. Because I would say the first Batman, I would give it maybe like a 7 out of 10. I think if you cut out a lot of that nonsense, I think that improves it. It makes it like an 8, 8.5. Um,
Yeah, biggest thing is when the I didn't like how he treated Alfred. I have a bit of a problem with that.
yeah, I didn't like how he treated him either.
And I didn't buy it either. And yeah, the fact that like was literally right next to somebody when they exploded and he's completely uninjured. And he has half his face completely exposed and he was facing the guy when he blew up. It's like he should
Yeah,
have some.
his mouth should be burned off. Like there's no way. There's no way he comes out of that unscathed. Like, thanks, plot armor. Like, that's some serious plot armor right there. Uh, it just knocks him out. He wakes up, he's fine. I don't even think there was any scorch burns on him, to be honest.
Nope.
Uh, gosh. Um, yeah, so I don't know, man. Any last remarks about all of these films to sum up?
Doesn't seem like their strongest slate. Seems like a pretty weak showing.
I agree. It does seem like a pretty weak showing. Uh, yeah, like I said before, I mean, at this point, I think that for a few of these things, I might just wait for HBO Max. Um, they all have nothing to do with the current plan for DC in the DCU. So there's really no rush to seeing these films. I think Warner they're trying to recoup as much money as they can, but
Yeah.
I hope a lot of DC fans, I hope they're just like fuck that. I hope.
Yep. Like I
So
said, the only one I'm kind of rooting for is Shazam, and that's because I like Zachary Levi. The
because
others, I couldn't care less about the others.
could take them or leave them.
Exactly. Because
Well,
that's the gambit.
well, we thank you guys for tuning in. We ask that you smash that like button, subscribe, comment, let us know what you think about DC slot this year. Ring the bell for notifications. Share this video out there. You guys have a good one. Take care.
Bye, everybody.